Breaking news out of the NBA. Former players Malik, Beasley, and Ed Davis, along with 4 others, have been indicted on federal sports gambling charges. Prosecutors say in 2024, while Beasley was playing for the Milwaukee Bucks, he was taking bribes to manipulate his performance. They say Davis would then place bets on the outcome of the games. So far, the defendants have not commented. National law enforcement and intelligence correspondent Tom Winter joins me now. So, Tom, tell us more about this new indictment and the charges that Beasley and Davis are now facing.
Right. I think a lot of people are wondering, hey, is this tied to the other NBA gambling cases and that illegal poker betting scheme that's been alleged? This is not part of that, though there's a lot of similarities between the two. And there's some investigative avenues here that I think are very common among all of the cases. And basically, it's just as you laid out here, Vicky. This is a case where an individual would either overperform or underperform. In this case, the allegation is that it's Beasley. He would pass that information to an intermediary. That would be Davis. And then these other individuals would place bets knowing potentially what the outcome would be. Not in all circumstances do these bets always pay off, but here it was definitely profitable for these individuals. They've been charged with that conduct, and that's really where the case is. You can imagine if you were to say today, well, Tom Winter, will you do 2 or 4 live reports? I can obviously change the outcome of that. And so in this case, that's what prosecutors allege.
And do we have any sense of how much time they might face if they are convicted?
Yeah, so you're up to 20 years here because you have the bribery component of this. And that's what's been alleged, that Beasley was bribed by these individuals in order to carry that out, plus the illegal gambling. Once you put a bribery into play, the potential penalties here could be quite significant. Could we get some cooperators in this case? That's something that we'll continue to watch throughout the week as these individuals get paraded before a federal judge after obviously this federal grand jury led to an indictment.
So these are serious charges. Speaking of cooperators, so we've got former NBA player Damon Jones, who pleaded guilty in April. That was a gambling sweep. That also led to the arrest of more than 30 people. Remind us the details of that case.
Yeah, that case and some of those cases are still ongoing. We do expect additional guilty pleas tied to those NBA gambling cases and the illegal poker betting scheme. So we're going to be watching all of that, Vicky, very closely here in the coming couple of months.
But you said these two are not connected.
They are entirely separate cases, even if some of the investigative avenues and patterns of behavior are some things that we've seen before. That's correct.
All right, Tom Winter, on top of all of the gambling schemes, alleged gambling schemes. Thank you so much.
You got it.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.